Hey, George, how'd your date go last night? Oh, no, she's great. I love her, Jerry. I love her. But, she has this one little problem. What? What is it? Come on. What's the deal? What's the big idea? Come on. She smokes a lot of weed, Jerry. Okay, she smokes weed. Oh, she smokes weed. Who cares? Who cares? What's the big deal? Who cares? It's all the same thing. Weed, cigarettes, heroin, meth. Who cares? It's all the same. No, I see your point, come on, Jerry. George, come on. Come on, you're being an asshole. You're being a fucking stupid shit. Come on, George. Come on. Come on, George. She smokes weed. Come on, George. Come on. Come on. Come on. You know, we're living in a society where a skinny, nice gamer like me can't even get 3 weed-smoking girlfriends. Oh, Kramer, you silly goose. Okay, which one of you boys wants me to take a shit on your chest? Any takers? Anybody? Do it for George. Give him a Cleveland steamer. Come on, do it. He's having a bad day. Give George a shit on his chest. Come on. Oh, yeah. Funny guy right here. Hello, Jerry.
What's up, nigga?
Did I overhear you guys talking about ganja? I mean, I think it's only fair that I get a little toke here and there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Nick Muniz. This is Nick's Nonfiction. Today on the show, a comedy anniversary, Healing Through Humor by Charles Hunter. The Happy Hunters are legendary figures in the body of Christ. My body, your body, my baby. My body all over you. This is our comedy anniversary. I can see a younger version of myself 6 years ago walking into the Lion's Lair on Colfax Ave in Denver. I actually did pretty well my first time. Lot of chuckles. This book, Healing Through Humor, your blood pressure goes down when you laugh. Your body releases endorphins, natural painkillers, getting high on your own supply. You burn 78 times as many calories when you're resting, when you're laughing. Your facial muscles, they get stronger. You want that mewing jawline? Laugh. After you laugh, your arteries relax. Great for easing pain, good for digestion. One of the doctors called it internal jogging, having a laugh. One bout of anger will diminish the immune system for 6 hours. One good laugh increases the immune system for 24 hours.
This is a certified hood classic.
Coming straight out of the jail notebook today, I sat in my cell and copied street jokes for you. Could have been doing yoga or meditating or doing drugs in prison. I did this for you. We'll be right back with the About the Author.
Ole mole.
About the author, Charles and Francis Hunter. The Happy Hunters, I said, are for the body of Christ. My body, your body. They are known around the world as two of the most energetic evangelists on earth. They minister in 49 countries. Real Patch Adams, if you will. Robin Williams, they go around and make sick people laugh. These people are shamans. And they donate to the Oasis Hospital. We get it. You're good people. But you know what? Your last name is Hunter.
Joe Biden.
Hunty? What are you doing in the Finger Lakes? What's on your laptop, Hunter? We'll be right back with the show.
Tomfoolery is on the rise.
Healing Through Humor by Charles and Francis Hunter. Going straight jokes today. We'll do topics, of course. We'll fill out the hour as well, as it is a themed episode. You gotta stay tuned for the smoke breaks. I'm putting fat funk over the airwaves. I'll probably choose a funny song this month, too. I gotta say it. I hope you guys like the Soren Kierkegaard, The Present Age. That was a comedy edition. The intro Whoop-de-scoop. Scoop-de-whoop. I found the best remix of that song ever. It actually made that beat slap. Scoop-de-poop. Deep lyrics. I cut my finger in the kitchen and told my wife to call 911. She said I can't. There's no 11 on the phone. My wife, I tells you. We'll talk about it later. Food for thought. Can vegetarians eat animal crackers? Can vegans eat animal crackers? After a building is finished, shouldn't it be called a built? This still a building? Two men are riding a roller coaster. One turns to the other and says, "We're making great time, but I'm not sure this is the right bus." A blonde is walking down the street and asks a man what time it is. He says 4 o'clock, miss. She says, "Strange. I've been asking people all day, and each time I get a different answer." What do you call a blonde who dyes her hair brown? Artificial intelligence. 4 wokesters are hanging from a rope. Yeah, I wrote a good amount of these. I was bored in jail. 4 wokesters are hanging from a rope. If one doesn't let go, the rope is going to snap. An old lady hanging on the rope says, "I've lived a long, feminist, empowered life. I'll let go." Before she could let go, the other wokester started clapping. I just bought a cured ham. I wonder what it had. Telling the truth is important, I tells you. A woman, she goes to a casino. She tries her luck at roulette. Young man comes up, affable. He says it's good luck to play your age, miss. The woman puts her chips on 32. The roulette wheel, it spins, lands on 41. The woman almost faints. Honesty, it's important. Even in the casino. A cargo ship sails by an island where a man is desperately waving his arms. A crewmate says, "Who is that, Captain?" "I don't know, but every year we pass, he goes mad."
64 bits.
Billy Joe came to work with his head hung low. His friend said, "What's wrong, Billy Joe?" I received a party invitation saying saying black tie only. When I got there, everyone was wearing a suit. That's a groaner. That's an old dad joke. You show up in just a bow tie, black tie only. Classic. A musician joined an orchestra on a cruise ship. He was having trouble keeping his tune. Finally, the conductor says, "Look, either learn to keep time or I'm throwing you overboard. Sink or swim." Two blondes. They lock themselves out of their Mercedes. They're using a wire trying to pick the lock. One girl says to the other, "Hurry up, the rain clouds are rolling in." "Hurry up, the top is down." Couple blondes trying to get into their own Mercedes, locked out of the convertible. A young military pilot spent 6 years in the Soviet salt mine after his plane was shot down. One evening, he was parked at Lover's Lane with his girlfriend. She asked him, "What did you think about those 6 years?" hoping the answer would be her. Without a pause, the young pilot looked at her sternly in the eyes and said, "Pepper." 6 years in a salt mine? I don't think John Pork could do it. Hello, is this John Pork? I hate M&Ms. They're too hard to peel. Confucius says, to make egg roll, push it. Why is the third hand on a watch called the second hand? The third hand is called the second hand. You make watches. Let's get some order in here. Men and women. It's hard to find the right one. A single lady walks into a bar marked men only. "I'm sorry, man," the bartender says. "We only serve men here." "Great," she says. "I'll take 2. A young man was attempting to court a lady. He says, "I don't make as much as Bill Gates. I don't have as many houses. I don't have as many cars as Bill Gates. I can't afford to buy a diamond pen like Bill Gates." "That's nice," the woman said. "Now tell me more about this Bill Gates."
I say,
Goo goo gaga.
After visiting the family, Alicia was impressed with Michael's father. Every day he bought his wife coffee in bed. After some time, Alicia and Mike were engaged and married. One morning, Alicia mentions the coffee in bed to Michael, asking does it run in the family. He says it sure does. I take after my mother. Now get me a coffee. A newly married couple, they were retreating for their honeymoon. They got on a plane, crowded airport. The bride said, "Darling, let's make people think we've been married a long time." "Okay, dear," the husband said. "Carry your own bags." A man goes to the pharmacy and asks for a cure for hiccups. The pharmacist reached out and slapped him across the face. "What'd you do that for?" "Well, don't you have hiccups?" the therapist said. "No," replies the man, "but my wife in the car still does."
Let's go.
We're back. That was a good one. A prisoner escapes from the local penitentiary. He has a joke book, and now he's online. The lead nose at 6 o'clock reports on the hunt. Because the man's hunt, the prisoner works his way home slowly through the back alleys. He crawls through the sewers. Finally, he creeps up to his house, rings the doorbell. His wife opens the door and greets him. "Where have you been? You escaped 6 hours ago." Get out of jail, your wife is barking on your neck. A wife drags her husband onto the porch to watch the neighbors. Do you see that couple? How devoted they are. He kisses her every time they meet. He even brings her flowers. Why don't you do that? I'd love to, he replied, but I don't know her well enough.
Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper.
A guide showing an old lady through the zoo took her to a cage occupied by a kangaroo. Here, ma'am, we have the nature of Australia. The old lady replies, and to think my sister married one of them? After she wakes up, a woman tells her husband, I just had a dream you gave me a pearl necklace for Valentine's Day. What do you think it means? You'll know tonight, he said. That evening, the husband came home with a package for his wife. She opened it to find a book titled The Meaning of Dreams.
Bitch, motherfucking clocks. Look at this ancient.
Keeping it clean. Raising kids is tough, I tell you. If it was going to be easy, it wouldn't have stated it in the child labor handbook.
What?
That was bad. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry and the world tells you to shut up.
Sussy balls.
I was teaching my younger daughter the Lord's Prayer. She was ready to give it a go. Lead us not into temptation and deliver us some email. A kindergarten teacher was giving a lesson on hygiene. Remember, children, every day you must put a clean pair of underpants on. The kid took the teacher's word to heart. By Friday, nobody could fit into their jeans.
Butter dog. The dog with the butter.
New pair of underwear every day? My pants don't fit anymore, teach. A teacher says, okay, class. George Washington chopped down his father's cherry tree, but also admitted to doing it. Do you know why his father didn't punish him? One student says, because George still had the axe.
I am once again asking.
George, give me the axe, okay? Did you chop down the tree or not? I have the axe here, father. The teacher says, okay, class, I just said that. A student asks his teacher, is it true that terminal illness is when you get sick at the airport? Classic. Teacher says, Timmy, go to the map and find North America. Timmy points, saying, it's here. Correct. Now, class, who discovered America? Class says in unison, Timmy! Women should not have children after 35. 35 is more than enough.
Baba Booey.
A woman answers her door, the two little boys holding a list. Miss, we need 3 grams of wheat, a pork chop, and a used carbon paper for our scavenger hunt. The woman says, who sent you on such a hunt? The boys replied, our babysitter's boyfriend.
Yeah, why y'all put cheese on my cheeseburger?
He's putting cheese on the cheeseburger. Little boy was looking at a rack of greeting cards. The clerk says, how can I help you? Birthday, illness, wedding? The boy shook his head and said, got anything in the line of blank report cards? My buddy, it was Every semester, we would get together and burn his report card. Ceremonial. During an argument with his parents, a teen cried, "I want excitement, adventure, money, romance. I'll never find it here. I'm leaving home. Don't try to stop me." With that, he walked out the door. His parents closed it behind him. "Didn't you hear what I said? I don't want you to stop me." "What's stopping you?" replied the parents. "We're going with you."
Ah, yes. Enslaved moisture.
A teenager girl, she's talking to her father. She's been on the phone for half an hour. When she hangs up, her dad says, "Whoa, that was short. You usually talk for at least 3 hours. What happened?" "Wrong number," the girl says. Girls be talking on their phone. Always on that damn phone. What did Mona Lisa's mother say? "After all that money your father and I spent on braces, and that's the biggest smile you can give us?"
Good morning.
Mona Lisa grin. Columbus's mother, what did that lady say? "I don't care what you discovered. You should have written."
Are you delusional?
"It was one ship, Ma." "Go my own, Ma. You're back in Italy. How am I going to write you?" Michelangelo's mother, what was she on? "After all the money your father and I spent on braces." That was the Mona Lisa. "Do you know how hard it is to get paint off the ceiling?"
Yeah. This is big brain time.
Michelangelo's mother. We're moving on. Adulthood. It has its advantages. Wisdom. Families are like fudge. Mostly sweet, with a few nuts.
Yo, yo, yo! Ah!
Raising teens is like nailing Jell-O to a tree. Car sickness. It's the feeling you get when your monthly car payments are due. It's the wisdom of adulthood. You pick up on signs. Like at a muffler stop, it'll say, "No appointment necessary. We'll hear you coming."
Perfectly balanced.
What do you see? In vets' waiting rooms, they got that sign. "Be back in 5 minutes. Sit. Stay." What else? Signs. The optometrist. If you don't see what you're reading, you've come to the right place. The pizza shop has a sign. "Buy our pizza. We need dough."
Be gone!
You get to pick up your bumper stickers as an adult. Choose your own. "It took a brave man to eat the first oyster. Take my advice. I'm not using it." "Go where I'm towed." "We have enough youth. How about a fountain of smart?"
And his name is John C.
Why do croutons come in airtight packages? It's already stale bread to begin with.
Whack.
The wisdom of adulthood. Why do mountain climbers rope themselves together? To keep the sensible ones from going home. How do most people make it over the hill without getting to the top? Some mistakes are too much to only make once. Too much fun. Let me take a breath here. Why is it that rain drops, but snow falls? Snowmen, they fall unassembled, and you have to reassemble the snowman. Just like toking on my peace pipe here, bro. Hard work, it might not kill you, but why take the chance? Can you tell the truth while lying in bed? Do you think twins ever forget about each other's birthdays? I just made up all of my joke debt. I've been trying this one. If you put 2 contacts in one eye, can you see twice as far? You know you're old when your birthday cake collapses from the weight of all the candles. Do you know that elephants can't jump? That's not even a joke, it's a fact. All polar bears are left-handed. It's bunch of street rumors, people say. All polar bears are left-handed. Women blink twice as often as men. A crocodile can't stick out its tongue. What would you like me to do with that information? Did you hear about the 2 silkworms in a race? They ended up in a tie. Middle age is when actions creak louder than words. There's two ways to reach the top of an oak tree. You can climb it, or you could sit on an acorn and wait. The road to success is littered with many tempting parking places. Parking places. I said it wrong. Whew, I gotta breathe here. We gotta go back to Bomedy. Bomedy. Only in America. I've been thinking about America a lot. Only in America can you get a pizza to your house faster than an ambulance.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Only in America are there handicap parking spaces at the roller rink. Only in America do banks leave both vault doors open, but chain the pens to the counters. Ain't nobody robbing the bank. You gotta stand in line, though. What do you say to a hitchhiker with one leg? Hop in. Why did the turtle cross the road? To get to the Shell station. What did one hare say to the other? It takes 2 to tangle. Everyone should get treated equal. Except big people. They need more soap. Isn't it amazing? You can hang something in your closet for a while, and then it shrinks 2 sizes. Inside all of us, there's a thin person trying to get out, but he could usually be sedated with a couple of pies and a piece of chocolate. Did you know? Did you know? Farmers feed chickens crushed ice to prevent them from laying eggs. Do they feed them slushies to prevent them from eating hard-boiled eggs?
Huh?
Do anti-gravity cows produce evaporated milk? Evaporated milk? How'd they do that? We need like evaporated water.
Huh?
If absence makes the heart grow fonder, said the minister, a lot of folks must love our church. How come everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die? Moving on from that godly talk, nutrition, it's very important. I walk around the block 3 times in the morning. Then I pick up the block and throw it in the toy chest. Americans are getting stronger. 20 years ago, it took 2 people to carry $10 worth of groceries. Today, it fits in one hand. Why do black people keep getting stronger? Because the TVs keep getting bigger. Racy, reeling it in. Why do drugstores make sick people walk all the way to the back while healthy people get to buy cigarettes up front? A practical medical graduate student. That one sucks. Employment applications. Who's always doing these things? They're asking you for a case of emergency number. I always write a very good doctor's number. Have you heard about the new candy bar? It's called Jaws. It only costs an arm and a leg. The customer called the waiter over and said, while pointing to his steak, "Didn't I tell you well done?" The waiter replied, "Thank you, sir. I seldom get a compliment." The hippie went to the grocery store and asked, "Have there any vegetables been sprayed with dangerous chemicals?" "No," the employee said. "You have to do that yourself." A man walking along the road saw an Indian with his ear to the ground. He went over and listened. The Indian said, "Large wheels, Ford pickup truck, green color, Colorado license plate, traveling 75 miles per hour." The man was amazed. You could tell that just by listening to the ground. Ear to the ground, the native says, "No, the truck just ran me over." "Waiter, come here at once. Can you explain why there's a footprint in my food?" "Yes, sir. You ordered an omelet and told me to step on it." A successful diet is the triumph of mind over platter. If carrots are so good for your eyes, then why are there so many dead rabbits on the highway? My mom told me she became an octogenarian. I congratulated her but asked, "Are you sure you didn't give them all your money?"
You can't.
Octopuses? She's being a genarian for octopuses? A doctor comes in a patient's room and says, "I've got good news and bad news." The patient says, "Give me the good news." Doctor says, "Well, they're going to name the disease after you." Medical terminology. It's easier than you think. Barium, that's what doctors do when the patients die. Dilate, that's what happens when you're no longer living. GI Series, that's the World Series of Military Baseball.
Your little pussy belongs to me.
Ew. Medical staff, that's the doctor's cane.
You can't handle me.
Morbid, that's when someone makes a higher bid. Night rates, those are cheaper than day rates. Pelvis, that's Elvis's second cousin. Tumor is more than once. Varicose, near or close by. I could be a doctor. Times get tough sometimes. Luckily, we have man's best friend. Pets are always there for us. Man walks into a bar and sits down next to a man with a dog at his feet. "Does your dog bite?" he asks. "No," says the man. A few minutes later, the dog took a bite out of the man's leg. "Hey, I thought you said your dog doesn't bite." "That's not my dog," says the man. Man was driving up a steep, narrow mountain road. He paused, saw another car coming. The woman leans out her window and says, "Pig!" The man leaned out his window and shouted, "You hog!" They each continue on their way. As the man rounded the next corner, he hit a pig in the middle of the road.
Macaroni with the chicken strips.
A rancher asks a veterinarian for some advice. "I have a horse that walks normally sometimes, and sometimes he limps. What should I do?" The vet says, "Next time he's walking, sell him." And the naughty sound drops. Two snakes, they're slithering along, when one asks the other, "Are you poisonous?" "Yes," says the other one. "We're rattlesnakes." "Why?" The first one replies. "I think I just bit my tongue." Aging, many overlooked benefits. Kidnappers, not interested in you anymore. You're no longer seen as a hypochondriac. Your brain cells are finally down to a manageable number. This is the oath they say at AA. "Lord, give me the senility to forget the people I don't like, the good fortune to run into those I do like, and the eyesight to tell the difference." Old people AA? Could be something there. Getting towards the end here. Stay tuned for the bonus. Doing a different style over there. Been learning from my grandma. She had a lot to discover. She told me I started out with nothing, and I still have most of it. If all is lost, where is it? When I'm finally holding the cards, why does everyone decide to play chess? I wish the buck would stop here. I could sure use a few. it's not hard to meet expenses. They're everywhere. The little boy asked his dad, "Papa, are you growing older all the time?" "No, son. Why do you ask?" The son says, "Because the top of your head is peeking through your hair." An 80-year-old man's golf game was good as ever, but his eyesight started to go. A 90-year-old man decided to be his spotter. On the first tee, younger man asks what ball he's hitting. 90 man says where it went, but he doesn't remember. A reporter is inventing a 104-year-old woman interviewing. He asks her what the best thing to do about aging. "Well," replied the woman, "there's very little peer pressure."
Fatality.
Gotta crack the neck. Okay. It's an old lady. She lives on the 3rd story of a boarding house. She breaks her leg. Now I can't find that. Old lady breaks her fucking leg. The doctor puts a cast on it and warned her not to climb any stairs. Several months later, the cast came off, and she asked the doctor if she could use the stairs now. "Yes," said the doctor. "Thank goodness," she replied. "I'm sick and tired of shimmying up and down that drain pipe." Subscribe. You know you're getting old when you wonder why everyone else is starting to mumble. You know you're getting old when a passing funeral procession they stop for you, ask you if you need a lift. You know you're getting old when it takes a couple tries to get over a speed bump. When I die, I want to die peacefully, like my grandfather did, in his sleep. Not like all the screaming passengers in my car. A man comes home and says, "Pack your bags, honey. I just won the lottery." "That's great," she said. "What should I pack? Beach stuff or mountain stuff?" The man replies, "Doesn't matter. Just get out." Isn't it strange that when your outcome exceeds your income, your upkeep becomes your downfall? Wordy. Got a couple more jokes here. A man says to his coworker, "I know you're down in the market. How do you sleep at night?" "Like a baby," the man replied. "Really?" "Yeah. I wake up every 2 hours and cry my eyes out."
They played us like a damn fiddle!
That's going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, healing through humor every Tuesday here on Nick's Nonfiction. Thank you guys who have been here from the beginning. Seriously, the legends in the comment section, I keep tabs. Everybody who's been supporting the show on the Patreon, I keep tabs. I got Excel sheets. Top investors over on the Patreon. Join up. We're going to be up in the dollar tier. That's something we'll talk about in the bonus. Hairy shit for a free meme at the end of the night. Once again, thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back.
Come on.
Oh god, now I'm hot. Now it's really hot in
Okay,
here.
well that's your fever.
Leslie, I typed your symptoms into the thing up here, and it says you could have network connectivity problems.
Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No!
Welcome back, ladies and germs. This is the Bomity section. Taking it down a peg. Let's see, I'm opening Apple News for the first time ever. Literally, it's giving me a welcome message. Welcome to Apple News, the best stories from the sources you love, selected just for you. Let's see the first story Apple News gives me. Top stories. Get this done. Lawmakers unveil final spending deal to avert partial government shutdown. Again, more government shutdown. Remember the first time I was a teenager and I heard about the government shutdown? I was like, what the fuck? The government shutting down. I need a rifle. I need food. MREs. The government shuts down every year. How come I don't get my taxes lessened? You're not working. Government shuts down. There's no chaos in the streets. Government shuts down every couple years. But we need them. We need the government, even though they shut down.
I am once again asking for your financial support.
No, Bernie. No. You're going to shut down and ask for more financial support? When's the last time I got a tax break? No, Apple News. I did not like that story. Surgeons perform the first human heart transplant of a genetically modified pig kidney. Heart transplant of a pig kidney. It was a kidney. That's not interesting. Dolly the sheep, we've read books on that. You guys have been doing it from the 70s. Stop lying. Biden just announced another round of student debt relief. Here's who qualifies. Well, I got some of that. Let's see if I qualify. President Joe Biden, Robinette, announced another round of student loan debt forgiveness, totaling $5.8 billion for nearly 78,000 public sector workers, and will be sending congratulatory emails. Just send the money. You could keep the email. $5.8 billion. I worked at student finances at my school. You just see people in debt come and beg to you, and there's nothing you could do about it. On my last week of work, I should have went yes man mode. Approve every single person's loan. You want to get a degree in 1650s women's studies with a specialization in... Can't say the G word or the T word anymore. Very fun. Censorship, it doesn't bother me. Nothing wrong. Student loans. Very fun topic. Let's see, what else you got, Apple? The megacity is running out of water. What will 22 million people do when the tap runs dry? LA Times. The megacity that's running out of water. We live on the ocean. We're running out of water. No one can figure out how to turn salt water into water yet. I've seen Bear Grylls do it on every single fucking Survivor, man. But no, we can't turn salt water into drinkable water. LA, get ready to have a drought. I swear to God, I've talked about this before. When I was living in LA, every week they told you you're not allowed to shower. Bunch of smelly hippie bitches walking around.
Butter dog. The dog with the butter.
Droughts. You live on an ocean. Women are getting off birth control amid misinformation explosion. The WAPO, Washington Post. Search for birth control on TikTok or Instagram, and a cascade of misleading videos vilify hormonal contraception. Young women blaming their weight gain on the pill. That's it? I thought it was going to say that the pill was destroying their uterus. They're gaining weight. So now you got to take Ozempic and birth control. Birth control makes women crazy. It's not the birth control, am I right, fellas? Birth control? Dude, I've done... It doesn't work. If you get the story, imagine it. I've tried what it's supposed to be used for, and you still gotta buy plan B sometimes. Birth control? You didn't control the birth. I conceived. have viral sperm. You think this TikTok birth control is gonna stop my cum? My cum is making it through the birth control. I had sex with a girl with an IUD. I blew that thing out of the back of her cervix. Bada boom! God. The most common career regret and how to avoid it. Let's see what it is. Holy crap, and now I have to pledge for 3 months of Apple News. Are you joking? We got 4 stories. And now I can't use this app anymore. Good thing you can't delete it off your phone, too. What the fork? Audio. What happens if Trump can't pay the $450 million mega fine? Mega fines. I tell you, my girl is mega fine. Texas police let a murder case run cold. 35 years later, one dad is still looking for answers. All right, so now Apple app is going to do a 3-month-long frickin' serial edition about it. It was $12 to get more news. Let's see what CNN is saying. Keeping it topical today. CNN.com. Do they have like a fun section, or is this just... Let's go to travel. India is a hiker's dream destination. Gigantic new aircraft aims to be the largest plane to ever fly. What? During a global energy crisis, how could you? Okay, there's nothing too topical in tourism here. CNN opinion section. What do you got? Bunch of political stuff. The Zone of Interest, a Holocaust movie without Jews. How you gonna pull that off? Holocaust movie, no Jews. Director Jonathan Glazer's acclaimed movie, The Zone of Interest, recently won 2 Oscars. I haven't been keeping up on the Oscars. Steven Spielberg has declared it to be the best Holocaust film ever since Schindler's List. I'll tell you, no Jews in a Holocaust movie, Schindler would be pissed.
Chicken.
You made a Holocaust movie without Jews. Let's see, Trump gives Biden one big gift. It's just about Donald Trump failing in court. The mega fine. It was a gift towards Biden. Mike Pence's bombshell announcement. Former Vice President Mike Pence announced last week that he would not endorse Donald Trump for president. How loyal. So is he going to run himself now? Mike Pence disavows the Don. It's time for Kamala Harris to shine. You know, that's what they called in WWE. You give someone the shine, so that you give them more media. Kamala's getting the shine. Vice President Kamala Harris visited a Planned Parenthood clinic in Minnesota, marking the first time a U.S. president or vice president has publicly visited an abortion provider. That's her shine. She went to a place where they're yanking fetuses out.
Sussy baka.
Now that is politics. Conflict is the new normal. Oh my god, that's the most Orwellian thing I've ever seen. Holy crap, man-made horrors. Conflict is the new normal. Oh great, new normals. If it's new, then it's normal. But a new normal... Oxymoron, Orwellian doublespeak on CNN. Gotta love it. It's all real. The Swifty math of the Super Bowl. No, let me out. I'm swifter than Taylor, baby. can't do any more news. Let's see if we got a green text on hand. My favorite part of the internet. Straight to 4chan. Let's see what we get. Be me. Arabic. Discover porn at 12. Masturbate on and off for a week. Find out masturbation is a sin. Get worried Allah will punish me. Dad dies in a suicide bombing 3 days later. Decide I'm never jerking off again. Fast forward 7 years. Become an atheist. Decide dad's death was a coincidence. Jerk off one day. Brother gets hit by a bus the next day. Paralyzed from the waist down. You shouldn't have touched yourself. The wrath of Allah be upon ye. Ishmael. Inshallah. Ismukhallah. Paralyzed because you had to touch your Peter. Way to go, Muhammad. Saline cures colds. You ever hear about that? Big flu. And the pharmaceuticals. Pop the saline, I'm sweating. When I was growing up, I thought that the Property Brothers were the same as the South Park guys. I watched about 40 hours of HD TV. Didn't laugh once. Property Brothers? It's a decent show. Let's check out the HGTV lineup nowadays. House Hunters, obviously. That was a great one. They should probably have a spin on it now. House Hunters. Progressive, you know? They gotta have a toilet and a urinal in all the bathrooms. 100-Day Dream Home. Fixer to Fabulous. Hometown. House Hunters International. House Hunters All-Stars. All-Stars. I'm reading the blurb. It's not even like a famous person. It just sounds like they're putting people in higher tax brackets and calling them All-Stars. House Hunters, not poor version. Just call it that. That's literally the entire day on House Hunters or HGTV. We got to come up with a home renovation show. Okay, here's my pitch. We build people doomsday bunkers.
Let's go.
Bunker babes, bunker all-stars. Spitballing names here. First episode, I go dig a moat around somebody's house. Fill it with crocodiles. Crocodile eats their dog. If they don't have a dog, we'll introduce a dog to thicken the plot. Bunk builder ball stars. Ball stars, and you have to have your balls hanging out of your shorts.
There is no such thing as a coincidence.
I'm telling you, I was destined to have that thought. The Property Brothers. They kind of creep me out. Those twins. I didn't even see them on the lineup. Maybe they got ousted. They were gay twins. Hey, this is progressive. Let's feel out this idea. 2 gay twins. It's too good not to repeat. Do you think twins ever forget about each other's birthday? Sorry, twins hooking up with each other. Back to business. Incest twins. I'm telling you, this is progressive. When I traveled abroad, people actually think Americans hook up with their step-siblings. Because all they see of America is the porn networks. And then they go, Americans, I guess you'd be hooking up with all your fucking siblings. No. My fish doesn't count as my sibling. Rule 34, Property Brothers. Somebody get on it. They call me MLK. Because I keep the motherfucking peace on me. You ever go on YouTube, you're trying to go to sleep, and you pull up one of those rain videos? Thunderstorm, some ambient noise. You fall off, drift peacefully to sleep. and then a commercial pops up for a horror movie. Not even a bit. You wake up 30 minutes in your first REM cycle, and an ad for Scream 7 comes on, this time with Sydney Sweeney. Everyone knows the Scream mask with the tongue out. He motorboats Sydney Sweeney. Trying to go to sleep, and a horror movie trailer starts playing. You can't even skip the ad. 4 ads now. I pay for premium. That's the bit, though. If you don't have an ad blocker, advertisement. Da-da. I'm going to not speak for 6 seconds. I can't do it! Try and get some sloppy toppy. Some sloppy Joe. Try and get that Cotton Eye Joe from my girl. You know what I'm talking about? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Chicks be doing the slow blow. I think if there's a mid-east, there's got to be a dank east. If you think about it, what are they smoking on over there? Probably some mid. Then where's the dank east? If you think about it, the mid east and the dank east, smoking on mids all day in Saudi. We smoke big doinks in Amish. Boys in Saudi, they on that stomped kush. I be on that Baba Ganoush kush. You ever see this? A dentist with a drive-through? A dentist and they have a drive-through? That's worse than a dentist with an ATM. You dealing in cash transactions here, Doc? I've seen a dentist with a drive-through. What are they doing at that drive-through? Is a dentist hanging out of the window giving someone a 5-minute teeth cleaning? I would go. This is a thing. How come hot chicks, they're always trying to be dental assistants? Have we noticed that? Hot chicks love to be nurses. You gotta ask yourself, are nurses hot or do hot chicks try to be nurses? I don't know, I'd be sipping that Benadryl. Tipping a tall Benadryl. That's what I'm about. Little Hensy. Talking to the Hat Man all night. Fuck sleep. I'd be chilling there with Goat Man, Mothman, in the corner of my room, passing the Benadryl around. I've been thinking about rearranging the chakras. Start at the root chakra. We're going to start calling that the WAP. Okay, that's your wet-ass pussy chakra. Then you go up to the lactose intolerance chakra. Then you're at the solar plexus. That's the cringe chakra. Then the heart, we call that the acid reflux chakra. Then you go up to the throat game chakra. And then you're at the crown, the girl boss energy chakra.
Shake my hand. Come on, boys.
New chakra system dropped. WAP, lactose intolerance, cringe, acid reflux, throat game, and girl boss energy. I made my cat take an IQ test. Came back -5. Little brother's tweaking. Bro, I've been gambling lately. I cannot wait to gamble today. I'm literally shaking. That's what I call dedication to gambling, baby. Some people call it addiction. They try to say you're addicted to gambling, Nick. You're shaking. Buddy, I've been gambling every day for 20 years. It's all I think about. So if I get addicted, you think I would know it's happening. Kramer energy. You ever wake up in the middle of the night? Scary Movie 7, the ad is playing. Then you get a random text at 3 a.m. Hatman's like, yo, who texted you? Who is that? And it's the siren texting you. They're saying, hey, yo, jump overboard. Yo, you gonna jump overboard tonight, King? Hey, yo, jump overboard. Life or bath?
It's been 2 years, Daddy. I still really, really miss you.
My dad is still at the convenience store. I think he's going to be back soon. They run out of milk sometimes. It's been 2 years, but you know what happens. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's at the drive-through dentist. Can't knock him. Been thinking about wearing a hijab. Think I'd look good in a hijab? Think it shows off my figure. I don't even open doors anymore. I just run through them. I barrel through doors. Hope someone's on the other side. Take them down like a tight end. Run home, run through the parking lot, as I do. Go home and read the Necronomicon. The occulted works of Rudolph Dingus.
Call anonymous. You call.
People are reading the Necronomicon. They can't do that. It says on the first page not to read the book. It contains an ancient evil. They aren't listening. Donald Trump reads the Necronomicon over on the Patreon.
Obama.
Going Zeep. Diesel. I've been smoking on that Mid-East dank. Mid. You know what's worse than mid-dank from the Middle East? Gas station dank.
Holy crap!
When you buy that Delta 8 at the gas station and the Hat Man comes back. No, you said it was weed. What are they selling at the gas station? You know the hobos that are always in the parking lot? They're up to no good. How do you spend 4 hours in a 7-Eleven gas station? It's because they're tweaking off the Delta 8. Talked to a homeless guy named Curly recently. Motherfucker tweaked out. Twacking in the parking lot. I told him, bro, we gotta optimize your regimen. This is a skill drain. Doing meth, 7-Eleven. Sometimes that new fit got you feeling like you ain't even a hobo no mo. Hey girl. I mean they. Did you just assume my gender? Hey girl. It's 2024, you know. I know someone out there got a voodoo doll of me. If you do, stroke it a little bit. Maybe brush its hair. Could really use that right now. Your dog ever like tuck its legs under itself and turns into a corn dog? Google Chrome Dome. That's nothing. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Is it real? Or maybe all we need is head from a weird girl. Pussy from a chick in a tennis skirt. Head from a goth girl with black lipstick. And then the heart chakra. Foot job from a girl with psych ward grippy socks. Can't forget it. The throat chakra, that's got to do with like tax evasion. And then the crown chakra, unregistered machine guns. New chakras dropped. You've been sentenced to lethal injection. Any last words? Is it Pfizer or Moderna?
Joe Biden.
That could have made it in the show today. I saw something real fucked up. I think it might have been Curly. He might have been the culprit. The 7-Eleven hobo. I was walking down the street the other day. See a squirrel on the side of the road, as you do. There's a condom hanging out of his ass.
Holy crap!
How did this squirrel die? Curly, did you use the squirrel to have sex? Whoa, you're working blue. I think I might just, become a Tauhu fan. Just give up. Become a cat Nazi on the internet. Stream on Twitch. Become a billionaire. Trying to go to a protest. Trying to meet a gay female who plays Minecraft in Sims 4 and doesn't like going to school. It's my type of girl. I'd be hanging out on the playground. I think nothing was worse than to be an ugly motherfucker in 2021 and then the mask mandate ends. No, but I'm ugly. No, I gotta hide my face. 2021 was a hard year for ugly motherfuckers. They still be rocking the mask. I'm also on OnlyFans, so you can check out my pussy in the bio. I'm not Freddie Gibbs, brah. Cy cannot, brah. I don't know those people. Those are just like internet names. You know who I do know? We played it a couple weeks ago. Drake Bell is coming out saying he was touched on the set of Nickelodeon. Josh Peck, stand-up worker. Stand up! Josh Peck won't say a word. Drake is going, hey, you gotta snitch on Dan Schneider with me. Come help. Josh Peck, silence. Chad. Motherfucker Doom be like, slip like Freudian. Your first and last step to playing yourself, little accordion. You used to call me on my shell phone. That's going to do it. Another year. More jokes, more healing through humor. Thank you guys for staying tuned, learning. We're going to have more fun in 7 short days. Nick Muniz, signing off.